I just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing. I'm over 1,000 subscribers now and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. But I just wanted to talk about my iPhones. These are the iPhones I kept. I have my 11 Pro Max that I gave my fiance. But these are the ones that I kind of have as backup. My main phone's the 13 Pro Max. I got the 4S, the 8 Plus, and the 13 Pro Max. These were big steps in the iPhone industry, in my opinion. I kept all the boxes. You can see how slim it got after the years. That's the 13 Pro Max. They said it's more environmentally friendly because they don't provide the charging cables and whatnot with the newer phones. So, but anyways, this was my first one. This was the iPhone 4S, which came out in, I believe, 2011. That's when I got my first job. My parents were so against smartphones. It was crazy. I don't know why, but my mom still doesn't have a phone. And I had a track phone before this in college, and I always wanted one. So I started with the iPhone 4S, which was a great phone. I believe this is still iOS 9 point... I forgot what it was. Let me see. iOS 9.3.5 with 12.5 gigabytes. It got me through. It's got a camera. It's got everything. I love the home button. It had even Siri, which is awesome. Maps, Facebook. It got me into... I was basically on AIM the whole time before this, and this brought me into the world, which I was so pumped about. Just to have internet and messaging and everything else. But I started with Verizon, and I still love the looks of this phone, the iPhone 4S. I think it's iconic, and it's just brilliant. It's perfect size, and I love where the home button is. I love the ergonomics of this thing is brilliant. You got the volume on, volume off. They still have that. Volume up, volume down. This thing is huge, the charging port, which I don't really care about, like, being huge or not, and how thick the phones are. This is pretty thick compared, I guess. But that was my first smartphone, so that brought me in. Now I went to the iPhone 6, which I already traded in, towards this phone, the iPhone 8 Plus. This was my biggest phone I've ever had. I actually bought it because I wanted the best battery life, and the Touch ID is amazing too. Picture quality is amazing, but you can see the difference. Look at that. It's a crazy difference in screen, the amount of screen real estate you get on this, on the 8 Plus. Everybody made fun of it because it was just so hard to hold and whatnot, but it was very fast at the time for its time. I don't know what. Let me see. What I don't want software update about. Yeah, I'm on iOS 14, so that's pretty old. iOS 14.7.1. I was gonna use this as like a backup phone or for gaming or whatnot, but it's pretty cool. I like the rounded edges. I love, like I said in the other phone video, I love Touch ID. That's awesome. The looks of this phone is pretty great. As you can see, I like black. I'd really like jet black on the next iPhone or the upcoming iPhone. This has a dual camera sensor. I think this was the first phone brought back with a dual camera sensor, but battery was good on this. I have to say I was getting like 7 to 8 hours screen on time. After this phone, I went to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, I believe, and I did not like it. That's just my opinion. The battery was terrible, I thought. I only had it for a year, then I returned it. Or actually, I gave it to my fiance, and I went back to iPhone. But yeah, this thing's pretty thin. Let's see how thin it is. It's actually thinner than the 4S. But pretty big difference there, going from there to there. I love Touch ID. That was awesome. That's one of the things I really miss is Touch ID. This doesn't have Touch ID, which kind of sucks. You have to swipe their passcode. Then I went to the 11 Pro Max, which was midnight green, my favorite color. Midnight green and jet black are my two favorite colors. But I jumped from, I usually do an upgrade every 2 years just because it's more of an upgrade or whatnot for me. And it's a bigger jump. But I went from the 11 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max. And that was kind of disappointing. It wasn't a huge jump. But the 11 Pro Max had the 3 cameras too. This one had 2 and this one had 1. But this one was huge compared to the 3 cameras. This is pretty cool, the graphite. I do like midnight green better, but the graphite, this is after a year and it's still in really good shape. I'm on iOS 16 beta. I just love that battery percentage back. But yeah, the camera's in really good shape. You got the aluminum edges. That's kind of cool. The 11 Pro Max was rounded edges. You got Face ID, obviously. I wish they would incorporate Touch ID and Face ID, kind of like Android does, but we can't get both worlds, right? This scroll is really nice. Let's see if I can do the difference between the two. I'll get settings. You can see how much real estate. See the bezels here? That's called bezels. You don't really have bezels down here, which is cool. This is Leatherman, my multi-tool. But you have a little bit of bezels here. You got that notch. A lot of people are annoyed by that notch. There you go. You can see the notch there. It's kind of hard to see. See how it has that notch? That's for like Face ID and whatnot. But a lot of people are annoyed by that. And the next iPhone is supposed to put it away. You got that notch there. Okay. And then this had a lot. You can see you didn't have much real estate on this phone. You got a lot. Almost half the screen is bezels. It's kind of crazy. So they did pretty good. The 14 Pro Max, I'm kind of nervous to get because it's not going to be a huge jump from what they're saying from the leaks. Yes, you got the pill shape. It looks like an eye for iPhone, upside down, but that's not really a big jump, I don't think. You can't even tell, especially when you're watching YouTube, the notch, but yeah, so this is very speedy too. The 3 things I look for too with12 is battery life, which I forgot to talk about. The 11 Pro Max, I got about, I think 12 hours max screen on time. This, I got 13, 14 hours screen on time, so it does have a better battery life. If the 14 Pro Max puts they're saying it's going to be thicker, which means the thickness of this. So I'm hoping they'll put a bigger battery size inside. This is about 43, I believe 40 milliamp hours. So it's not, they can go bigger with a thicker phone. So hopefully they can do that. The speed I like to see too, and the camera. And they all have decent cameras. I did a video the other day on the camera. Let me see if I can get it. Comparing the 3. Ooh. This was a massive jump. If you go from 4S to 8 Plus, massive jump comparison between cameras. This, it's a good difference, but it's not huge, not as huge as going from the 4S to the 8 Plus. I couldn't imagine going from 4S to 13 Pro Max. That would be a freaking amazing upgrade. But they all have the swiping. I think this one has swiping too. Let me see. Oh, so you can swipe like that. Okay. Even this one. Let's see. Yeah. It's pretty speedy for a little guy. Even has maps and everything. Kind of cool. But yeah, I like to keep the original boxes. It's good to have, I think. They're in perfect shape. And I like to have Otterbox cases. That's my favorite. I usually clean it like once a week. But that's my favorite kind of case, is the Otterbox. I have the Symmetry case. It kind of yellowed. I had this when I bought it, but you can see the scratches. It gets really, really scratched on the Symmetry case. I do like Otterbox though a lot. You can see Symmetry, Otterbox. I used to do the Defender model, but it's just too bulky and too much. You don't need it because these are water. It's not waterproof, it's water resistance, Apple claims. So if you get water, you'll be okay, as long as it's not like drenched in water. But this goes on pretty good. It's kind of a pain with the speaker thing. Here, I'll do this on the side. Anyways, I tried the Spiggin case. I have one of those, but it was just too little. And see, I have the Spiggin case here. Just too small for me. I just like to have something like this. Nice and solid. I've dropped it a few times too, and it's still solid. I used to have a camera protector too, and it didn't really do much, and this holds up well. I think it's sapphire glass. It's solid. But yeah. And for screen protectors, I always get the AM film. I've had such good luck with this. I once bought the Apple screen protector at the Apple store, and it was terrible. It just cracked like first day. They did give me a replacement, but still, I have better luck with these, and these are cheap. I think I paid, it was like under $10 for 3 of them. It's kind of crazy. And the new ones actually come with, you can put it down right on a template so you don't screw up with it. But yeah, so I just wanted to go over the iPhones, and I think the perfect iPhone would be to incorporate Touch ID into this. No more notch, no pill shape. It'd be like completely bezel-less. So it'd be just one whole screen. A little thicker. I don't really care about the thickness, but like maybe so it goes all the way up to the camera lens. So it's flush, because this rocks. It doesn't rock with the case, but without the case, it'll rock on the on a flat surface, which is kind of annoying. But these screens have been strong too. I've never cracked a screen yet, knock on wood. I never get Apple Care anymore either, because usually it comes with 1-year warranty, which is cool. But Face ID is alright. It was annoying with the mask, but I just wanted to go over this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Let me know if you want to see any other videos like battery life or whatnot. Thanks.